Let's talk about bid stealers to watch out for this year, because last year was ridiculous. You had NC State, Oregon, New Mexico, Duquesne, and UAB, teams that had to win their conference tournament to get into the NCAA tournament, but because their conferences already had at-large teams getting in, they were essentially stealing a bid away from a bubble team. If anybody but Drake wins the MVC, it's going to be a bid stealer. And if you know MVC ball, you know that team is probably going to end up being Bradley, if anybody, behind Duke team. That offense, they are very, very dangerous. TCU is nowhere near 100% in, but we could see a bid stealer if anybody else wins the A10. Dayton, George Mason, SLU are good, and I really think St. Joe's is very, very dangerous in a tournament setting. They've been playing much better, and they are one of the most talented mid-majors in the country. You saw UAB win the AAC last year, and it's the same thing this year. If it's anybody but Memphis, it's going to be a bid stealer. UAB is the key threat, but also North Texas and maybe even Wichita State I'd watch out for also. Mountain West has 3 teams in, and Boise right on the cut line. Colorado State is the bid stealer to watch out for. They've been playing very well in conference. They have Nick Clifford. I really, really like this team. I'd feel good enough about UC San Diego getting into the tournament if it's them losing to UC Irvine in the Big West Finals. I'm almost pulling for it a little bit because they're both tournament teams, and I want to see both of them in the tournament field. They both deserve it. Then you get to the power conferences. We saw NC State and Oregon last year. 2 I'd watch out for most are Kansas State in the Big 12. We've seen them get hot this year already. And Villanova in the Big East. The conference is not that great. They've already beaten some of the top teams, and maybe Eric Dixon just goes absolutely crazy. So if you're a fan of a bubble team, Carolina, Indiana, Arkansas, whatever, you are rooting against all the teams that I mentioned, and you are rooting for teams like UC San Diego, Drake, VCU, the top teams in the Mountain West, and power teams in Memphis to win their conference tournaments.